the vendor, the consultants, and town staff to come up with a more concrete idea of what we want this plan to look like.
Thank you. Dr. Gagnon?
Is there a cost to this?
Yet,
Last page.
yes.
There
Tom?
isn't one on here. Oh, that's not in the order. Are we expending money?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I
no,
thought you were asking for the.
No.
No, we already set aside an amount in the budget for the open space plan.
Right, but we would still have to order that the use of that funds would go to this.
Thank you. You're selecting a consultant, so the money's already been allocated.
Yeah.
And I don't know that number off the top of my head. I'd have to look it up. But the purpose of the order is to pick a consultant, the recommendation of the steering committee.
Okay. Usually we release the money, so.
We've already released it, right? I mean, by vote, putting it in the budget? Okay. Yep. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor? 7 yeas.
Thank you.
Item 2024-9-9, action to consider endorsing a conceptual rapid transit design process request from the Greater Portland Council of Governments along Route 25 connecting Gorham to Portland. Councilor Phillips sponsored. Proposed Order 24-124, order that the Town Council formally endorses moving forward with concept design planning and survey a rapid transit service excuse me, to enhance the Husky Line between Gorham and Portland. And be it further ordered that this initial endorsement is not an official approval of any specific design aspects of the project to include right-of-way layouts, and traffic prioritizations, and of course, and changes in funding allocations that will need to be carefully considered as the project moves forward.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
All right. Seconded by Councilor Siegel. All right. I'm going to turn it over to the town manager.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As most of the council probably recalls, you had a workshop on this probably about a year ago. And bus rapid transit essentially is rapid transit. So right now we have the Husky Line that kind of sits in traffic and works its way through Westbrook and Portland and then back and forth. Rapid transit looks at components of moving the buses very quickly, whether it's dedicated lanes, signal prioritization, significant bus stations, so on and so forth. The folks from GPCOG and Metro are here this evening. They offered to do a very formal presentation for you. In the interest of time, we opted out of that, but they're here to answer any questions. What this is moving this process along and providing Gorham's endorsement of the process. So as my understanding, the next step would be kind of a preliminary design process to see what this would look like. We're not committing to tearing up Main Street or building a bus station in any particular location, but looking at, before the routes were analyzed in Gorham, the routes really didn't change, but looking at how this would fit in Gorham, how it would work in Gorham, and how it would operate with the Husky Line that currently exists today. And there's not dedicated funding for this yet. There is for the design and survey, but not necessarily implementing that. So again, this is a long-term project looking at this corridor. And again, the folks from GPCOG and Metro are here this evening to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Any discussion? Go ahead. Councilor Wilder Cross.
Everybody knows how I feel about this, and anything we can do to improve it, I am 100% in favor of it. And I liked some of what I read in here about changing the stoplight so that they'd be green when a bus approaches. I think that's great. And the way they've laid this out, I think it's great. I like the idea of more frequent buses, because I think right now, if you miss one, you're waiting a long time for the next one. And so anything that we can do to improve it, I think will also improve ridership. But ridership will probably continue to be the same if we don't do something about making it more frequent and making the trip shorter, time-wise. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? No? Go ahead, Councilor Gagnon.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I don't think any expansion of the bus service should be sought at this time, considering that we keep talking about sustainability and our ability to control taxes. Again, I serve on a committee that is the Sustainability Committee, and we are concerned about overspending in taxes, yet we keep broadening and rushing things along that normally would take years and months' time. So I guess I do not support this time.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions? Counselor Siegel, you look like you have something you want to say?
Through you, Chair, to the town manager, this concept design planning and survey, how much will it cost the town?
Thank you. Nothing at this stage in the game, so.
Sounds great.
Construction later and really what this morphs into, we'll have to look at that, but at this point,
Sure, this right
there's no
here.
additional commitment beyond our service.
This right here, absolutely nothing. Great.
This is just gathering more information for us to make a more informed decision.
Thank you, yes. So informed decision and/or seek out that funding that may be available
Right.
to really go after a larger project later.
Any other comments? Go ahead.
I didn't support the Husky line. I'm not a bus person. You guys all know that. Everybody knows that sees me. Sorry, not a bus person, not a rapid transit person. So I'm a no vote tonight, just so everybody knows, so nobody's caught off guard when the big vote happens. So just figured I'd let you know.
Okay, thank you. All right. All those in favor? 5 yeas. All those opposed? 2. Gagnon and Pratt.
Item 2024, 9-10, action to consider forwarding to the Ordinance Committee the review of a university district. Councilor Phillips sponsored. Proposed Order 24-125, order that the Town Council forwards to the Ordinance Committee the review of a university district for the parcels occupied by the University of Southern Maine.
All right, is there a motion? Yep,
moved.
go ahead. Is there a second?
I'll second
All
it.
right. And do we need, I think we need Tom Poirier to come up and although I sponsor this, it was a recommendation from the Community Development Department
All right.
about the comp plan, right? Is that the university district?
Yes, so basically, what we're looking to do as part of the comp plan is create a university district for the campus of USM. Currently, they're in the urban residential district, and it doesn't fit well with the university every time they're trying to build housing. You try to fit them into a district that's supposed to be for housing for single-family houses and duplexes. Where a university, it doesn't fit well. So what we're trying to do is a university district that captures what they need to do for zoning and then protects the surrounding abutters with any kind of buffering. So basically, it'd be a university district. What they want to do is a master plan. We incorporate that in our district, and then when they come forward, we do site plan review based on that. So we have language that we send to them. This would be going with the ordinance committee to review that with them and make sure that they're okay with it.
Okay, thank you. And we did have a Economic Development Committee meeting with USM a little over a week ago, and they were discussing their master plan processes, and that's how this kind of came up, was that we needed to do this. So any other questions, comments?
I just add, I thought that was a very productive meeting that we had there with the university last week. It's a good step in the right direction, and I think this is just another good step, furthering more engagement. Our town, working with the university, thinking about the path forward.
Thank you. All right, any other discussion? All right, all those in favor? 7 yeas.
Item 2023, 8-9, action to consider authorizing the allocation of funding for a Public Works Master Planning Process, Capital Improvements Committee sponsored. Proposed Order 24-126, order that the Town Council allocates $23,000 from the contingency account to start a master planning process for the Public Works facility located at 80 Houston Road.
Is there a motion? By Councilor Gagnon, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilor Lavoy. All right, Councilor Gagnon, would you like to?
Yeah, so the Public Works Director has put together some ideas of what would and wouldn't work up at the Public Works site. I think some master planning in that area for where to park the buses and everything else is a smart idea, and so I think we've gotten to the point now where we need to formally pay someone to put it together.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Makes sense.
All right. Councilor Siegel, go ahead.
I'm really glad to see this is happening. We need a salt sand shed. We really, really, really need one. We're the only town around here without one. So, very happy to see this moving along.
Buy them really nice tarps in the wintertime if that makes you feel better. Terry says no.
All right. All those in favor? 7 yeas.
Item 2024-9-11, action to consider the adoption of a new fee to the municipal fee schedule, administrative sponsor. Proposed order 24-127, order that the town council adopts a new fee of $100 to the municipal fee schedule for the Community Development Code Enforcement Division in support of the Land Use and Development Code ordinance requiring an event permit at agritourism venues.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second? Councilor Pratt? All right, so this came from the Community Development Director.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So essentially, when the council implements certain parts of the land use code, it often calls for adopting a fee. This is the recommendation from staff for a permit for agritourism venues when they pull a permit, just to administratively handle that and advertise it and all that stuff internally. So the council tweaked that zoning a while ago. This is to adopt a fee.
Okay. Any other questions? Yep, go ahead.
Through you to the town manager, that dollar amount, is that pretty standard in this area of Maine?
Thank you. I don't know if I have a perfect comparison to agritourism, but I would think compared to general issuance of permits where there's staff time and or inspections involved, that's probably pretty standard.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, Councilor Gagnon.
I guess this is just me, but I would have just rolled it under the large gathering ordinance and waived any fee. I mean, if we want more events in town to drive people here, what's $100 going to do, and how many events are you actually going to have? It seems like a meaningless amount of money. So I don't like having fees of $100 that don't seem to really do anything. And so, thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Wilder Cross?
I just wanted to know, how much time does staff actually spend on something like this when someone asks permission to have that kind of event?
Good evening, Tom Poirier, Director of Community Development. So agritourism, if you remember, we broke it into 2 events. Under 100 people, there's no permit needed. They can have events with 100 people at any given, under 100 people at any given time, there's no permit. This is only for those events that are over 100 people at any one time, like a large wedding, something like that. They've got to pull a permit. They've got to identify parking. They've got to identify bathroom facilities, those kinds of things for those larger events that staff wants to see to make sure that they're not encumbering the public way. They have adequate bathroom facilities. So it will be them preparing a plan, a markup, and then us reviewing it, probably Public Works, Fire Department, Police. So there'll be a number of departments involved. So, but we thought through we have staff meetings, we can handle them through that pretty efficiently, but there is some time for staff to pull paperwork together, and $100 is basically just covering a bare minimum of our time to review that.
Thank you.
I have another question. Would this include farms that also host Maine Maple Sunday?
I believe the ordinance, we exempted those kind of events as a farm promotion thing. That's not like a wedding. That's not like one of those things for an agritourism. It's basically a statewide event that the state has endorsed, so we're not requiring a permit for that.
Okay, thanks.
Chair, through you to Mr. Poirier. So we currently, this is currently in place and we go for it. You have to get these permits right now, correct?
Correct.
How many have been applied for?
Over 100, 0. We haven't had any. We're trying, we just drafted the application and because we see them coming, so we want to be ready for when they do. We just made up the application for it, so we're trying to set the fee schedule now. So when we do have that first one, we're ready for it.
So has no one applied for it because the application hasn't been ready and it's not?
No, we just haven't heard someone wanting to do it.
Got it. Okay.
I mean, could they have had one? Yeah, but we just haven't heard.
Councillor Gagnon.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think staff and town manager talking about it for the last 10 minutes has wiped out any fee recovery we would get on this for 15 years. So I'll just be a no vote on this tonight. Thank you.
I'm just going to say that I was a no vote for the way the agritourism permitting process and the current thing that we have in place. I was a no vote for that. I thought that the 100 attendees, I didn't agree with that amount. And so now tacking on, I guess, a fee to it. I understand that there's work to be done, so I'm kind of up in the air. But I do have a question, and I don't know if Lori knows the answer off the top of her head. What is the permit fee for a large gathering? And that's over 1,000
Over
people.
1,000. It's
Okay.
$250.
It's $250. Okay, I'm just trying to get a comparison. And that's the same type of thing. It has to go through, police and fire and all that kind of stuff. Okay.
But a large gathering's over 1,000.
Yes, yep.
Okay.
Yep. All right, any other questions, comments? All right, all those in favor? 1. All those opposed?
I mean, that was a funny face with it.
All right. the
Almost
rest of
had me
us,
vote
so-
for it.
Does that make sense? All right.
Item 2024-9-12, action to consider authorizing the use of a public road for private easement. Councilor Phillips sponsored. Proposed Order 24-128, order that the Town Council authorizes access for a private easement off the public road of Lily Lane, providing that the public access and use is maintained.
Is there a motion? All right, Councilor Voy, second by Councilor Wilder Cross. This was a request that we received, I don't know if everybody received it, but in an email about access going over the right-of-way, and we need to change one of the words, just so the council knows, in the order. So it needs to say, order that the town council authorizes access for a private use off the public road of Lily Lane. So I'd make that amendment, if somebody would second that. Thank you, Councilor Pratt. All right, so all those in favor of the amendment? 7 yeas. All right, so with that being said, you've got the request, and you've got a map of where it is. So if you have any questions, the town manager can answer them, or I can. Town manager, is this similar to the easement we did for the end of Libby Ave? Is that the similar?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We've done a couple of these in the last couple of years. So essentially what you're doing is you're allowing access over a public easement, usually to get at a property or something like that on an old road or old or new road that has a public easement across it. So you are not waiving the town's right to that public access or use, but you're saying that someone can use it to access a property.
And I'm stressing my brain right now, but is Lily Lane a town road that we maintain and plow? Right now. Yep, all right, so I'm getting confirmation that it is. All right. Any discussion, questions? All right. Councilor Boy, go ahead.
So, yeah, I guess snow removal, I'm looking at the map here, and the road terminates. So would that affect Public Works at all as it turns?
Yep, please come up. I'll ask the Public Works Director.
I haven't really had a chance to look at what they want to do there, but typically we do not allow somebody to build directly off the end of the town way. They have to be off to one of the sides of the turnaround, so I assume that's the way this will proceed. Not really knowing what is going on here at this point, other than a private way going off there. But we don't allow people to build directly off the ends because of snow removal and other problems we have.
Any other comments?
Madam Chair, I move we table this item for more information to come forward.
All right, is there a
I'd
second?
at least like the Public Works Director to review it before
Yeah.
we.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the minute that you handed him that, I was like, no,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go for this, the way that's built right there. I would not support it.
Yep.
Okay.
Table the item.
Okay,
I'll second that.
okay. So amendment to table the item till the next meeting?
Yep.
Okay, Counselor Gagnon, Counselor Wilder Cross.
And allow town staff to
Yep,
communicate with.
Give us more information
applicant.
on it.
Yeah.
that's fine. All those in favor of tabling the item to the next meeting? 7 yeas.
Blindside of Public Works.
Yeah.
24-9-13, action to amend the Chicoine contract zone for properties map 15, lots 25-1 and 24.203. Councilor Phillips sponsored. Proposed order 24-129, order that the town council forwards to the planning board for public hearing and review, amending the contract zone for the purpose of adding an additional property to the contract zone located on map 15, lot 25-1 and 24.203, owned by Ryan Chicoine.
Is there a motion?
So
Motion by Counselor Wilder Cross, is there a second? Counselor Lavoy. Most of the council might remember that we did a contract zone on this piece of property, and there's just a small piece of property that the Chicoines would like included. It's a neighbor, it's somebody that's not included in the zone right now. And it seems to me that it makes more sense to include it in the zone, and the owner of the property wants it included as well. So it just makes sense. So it was just a request by the Chicoines. So if anybody has any questions?
Don't match.
Chair,
Yeah.
why?
So that they can, I think that ultimately there might be a change in ownership of the property to include it and to make it part of this parcel so that it all can be,
What are they doing with this parcel?
Oh, yeah.
it's going to be part of the, I think they're going to use it in the same fashion that they're using the larger parcel.
Yeah.
The larger parcel, I don't know if you remember, there was lots of plans for like the Christmas tree farm, all kinds of things like that, so.
No, I remember. My major concern, I feel like there's a lack of information here. This first came to us about an event center, and then it came back to us with residential housing, and now an extra lot is being owned with no information on what the plan is.
I think it's just to include it in there at this time. That person does, as Ryan Chicoine mentioned to me, the person that owns that lot does a lot of work on the farm. It's going, probably, I don't want to say anything out of turn, that it could be part of, or be purchased by the Chicoines at some point and things like that. So it would just make sense. The landowner wants it included, and if you want more information, that's fine. We could have them come and present something. It was just a request to include the parcel, so if you need more information.
Madam Chair, I would just like to see more information only because being this landowner in the middle,
Yep.
having the applicant say that they want to be part of it is different than the actual person saying they want to be part of it. So it'd be really easy for me to go up to anyone in town or do a proposal and say, yeah, they're okay with it, basically.
Yep,
and
no,
move
that's
on,
totally
you know.
fine. That makes total sense. Yep, we could do it next
I'd
month.
recommend tabling
Yep.
and getting more information, or getting clarity, I should
Yep,
say.
that's fine.
Madam Chair, if I may, I didn't get any information on this item.
No, I got a map.
Well, you got this.
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't get the contract zone that would be part of it or any of the other information. I just got,
Right.
so, I mean,
Right.
I thought I was missing stuff.
Right, and I'm not opposed to the project by any means. I'd just like to have, make sure that it is okay with the person whose property is being included in this and whatnot. And to Councilor Gagnon's point,
Yep,
having the
yeah.
contract zone in front of us again, just to review it.
Okay,
I'd like to make a motion to table it to the next,
okay.
I'll second that.
and to invite the landowner and the Chicoines as well.
Yep. All right, till next month.
And apologize that they probably just sat through this whole meeting to get tabled at the end of it, but.
No, they're not.
Okay,
They're not
all
here,
right.
so no.
So we need to vote on table.
Yep. All those in favor? 7 yeas. To adjourn?
So moved.
Okay, is there a second? Second by Counselor Sims. All right, all those in favor? 7 yeas.
8 o'clock,
I
that
need
was
to look.
close.